Welcome to Girl Dad, the podcast, the essential podcast for fathers navigating the complex but rewarding journey of raising daughters. I'm your host, Madeline Anderson, and I'm thrilled to bring you honest conversations with dads and daughters, sharing heartfelt stories, actionable advice, and real daughter perspectives that will help you be the best girl dad you can be. All right, my two little sisters, Meredith and Ella, welcome to Girl Dad, the podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
We're so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. I think this is going to be so much fun. And I know all the dads out there are going to love hearing from you guys about your angles and stories with the ultimate girl dad.
Yeah.
Okay, it would be great if you guys could start off by just giving a little intro. And Meredith, if you want to kick it off since you're the second oldest.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Meredith. I am the middle child, and some people may say I'm dad's favorite, but
Oh, okay.
I have lived in Huntington Beach my entire life, and actually next week I am moving to Nashville, which I'm super excited about.
Whoop, whoop. We're so excited for you.
So excited.
I'm Ella, and I'm the youngest. I'm 20 years old, and I went to the University of Utah, but now I'm living home in Huntington Beach, and I'm the animal's favorite.
Not gonna
you.
doubt that. Yeah, they love you.
They all follow you around. It's super cute.
Yeah, she's like the animal whisperer.
She is.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Well,
You're
so
welcome.
excited to have you guys on the podcast today. Thank you so much for being here, and can't wait to chat about Dad and how incredible he is.
Thank you.
So, do you guys want to just kick it off by talking about your favorite dad memory?
I mean, obviously there's so many fun memories that I will remember for the rest of my life, but one that really does stick out to me, ever since I was a little girl, was probably Dad teaching us how to ski, because it was just so memorable by him tying a rope to all of us, so we could still ski on our own, but he was still in control. And my favorite part of all of that was probably that he would let us do our own thing, learn to ski, but then once it was getting to a point, he would speed up and pick us up to where our skis were just hovering the ground, and he would just zoom down the mountain super fast. And I just, as a little girl, loved it because it felt so free, and just I had all my trust and faith in him to where it was just so much fun, and it made me want to learn to be that good as a skier so I could experience that speed and just, yeah, I don't know.
Totally.
No, I love
You were like, I think we all started when we were like 2 years old. So
Yeah.
we were two, unable to even understand the idea of what trust was. And we had full faith in him that we would be okay. He's going down like a mountain that we're like could barely even walk, and we were like, yeah, totally, like we'll do it with you.
Yeah.
So true. And then do you guys remember that moment, the first time that he took the rope off? I feel like that's just like
I
a
wish I
pivotal. You don't remember?
No, but I feel like it's similar to like if you're riding a bike and the father like lets go of you, like
Yes.
and
It's
you
the
guys are
same.
holding on
It's like
to,
taking
a
off the
familiar
training
feeling.
wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember feeling almost like I was floating,
so
you
good.
know? Yeah, it's scary. And he kind of sat me down and was like, are you ready? Do you think you can do this? And I was like, I don't know, but it all worked out. And now it's so fun that fast forward to today, we all get to go skiing together, and he's still zooming down the mountain in front of
I
us,
know.
but we're there right with him, which is
Except for like
amazing.
the last trip, there was a little fall, but the only fall I've ever seen.
that was like straight ice on the mountain, and
That was so scary.
that was the scariest
cried.
thing. We both cried. Yeah, that was
It was
so
a scary
bad.
mountain, but yeah, no, I think we always looked up to him as just somebody that was like so good and wanted to be just like him. So when we were at that age, we're like, oh, if we continue doing this, like we could get there. And it's like so fun. And he would take us to the lodge and get like a Snickers bar.
And a hot cocoa.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, my feet hurt.
Yeah.
So funny. We'd make any excuse just to go get that hot
I know.
cocoa.
Yeah.
And I think that actually is my favorite memory, is the skiing trips with him. And looking back, he was carrying all 4 of our skis, putting on all of our boots, and we did it every year, and I don't think he ever complained. Like, he just wanted to take us skiing, even though he did literally all of the work, while we just, like, we skied down the mountain, and that's all pretty much what we did, but he did all the heavy lifting, and he never complained once. And I think that really shows, like, the type of father he is he went out of his way to introduce us to an activity that he grew up on, which I think that's also, I would think, looking back to any memory with him, I feel like it's around going to the mountains, because one, I love, like, being with the family and hanging out and spending time together. And we are, like, with each other 24/7. So waking up, we're making breakfast, lunch, dinner, like, we're with each other 24/7, which I love. I don't know if you guys love that. Like,
I love it too.
But you're so funny. I'm like,
No,
I love that. And I think it's so fun we're able to incorporate an activity like skiing into, like, our family trips, because it really is such a, like, strong bonding experience, and I love it.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, no,
Like,
those are great. Sorry, go ahead, Ella.
That him carrying all of our skis and stuff
I know.
also reminds me of just any trip that we go on ever. We never carry our suitcases. And I even have that picture of him carrying 4 suitcases at once, stacked on top of each other, because, like, we're just the girls of the family, and he always is either taking care of our luggage, carrying it, checking it, or whatever, but he just makes traveling so easy for us, too, because, again, he just takes care of everything and does all the, like, heavy lifting and, like, the hard work for us.
Yeah, literally the heavy lifting.
That
photo is so funny. He's, like, head down, he's got a backpack on, he has a suitcase in each hand,
like,
and on top of each suitcase is a suitcase turned to the side, hoisting the other suitcase. So it is incredible. But I think this brings up a good point, because yes, Dad is there for us in a lot of these ways where he, like, just takes care of things for us, but at the same time, I feel like he really takes time to teach us things. Like, he doesn't just make us not prepared for life by just handling everything. He treats us like ladies and kind of sets the standard for how other men should treat us and how they should take care of us and make sure that we feel safe and, heard and everything. But at the same time, he loves to teach us things, and he's always, like, going out of his way to open a car hood, show us the different parts. Or do you guys remember on, like, Father's Day when he had us watch a video on how a septic tank works?
Yes.
Yes. And then
that.
How can you forget that?
I learned
and then
so
also
much.
Like, just the other day I was in Huntington with the fam, and remember he was like, wait, you guys have to watch this, just 15 minutes, and it was, like, all about nuclear energy. And
wait, was that on Christmas or no?
No, it was just,
okay, it wasn't. But I remember we were working on our vision boards, and we were, like, doing something, and then he came in and was like, you have to watch this, and we're like, okay. But I have to say, like, the 15 minutes did turn into an hour and 15 probably.
It was interesting.
It was really interesting, and I don't think I ever would have turned that on whatsoever.
No,
but
definitely
I did
not.
learn a lot, and it made him, I think, really happy knowing that we were sitting there and watching it, and he had already watched it. Like, this was his second time watching it, and he was just happy that we were doing it with him.
So true. Yeah. So he has that, like, perfect balance of, making sure we're taken care of, but at the same time helping us to take care of ourselves and helping us to understand the world. And
so the definition of a girl dad.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I've had, like, really deep life chats with him too. Like,
totally.
He isn't afraid to, like, really talk about these, like, issues of the world, or, like, dating advice, like, things that I guess, might be quote unquote off topic for some people. It just, if you ask him something, especially if it's, like, a vulnerable question, like, he'll look at you in the eyes and he'll, like, really answer it, which I appreciate.
And he understands, like, how to talk to us, because I feel like, at least for me, I may be, like, more emotional, and he knows how to, like, talk to me in, like, a sweet way where it's, like, especially those awkward conversations, he can understand me and says all the right things.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I feel like he can show up for each of us individually and really knows who we are at our core. Like he took the time to understand each of our personalities, and like you said, he like talks to us accordingly.
I know he's setting the standards really high. It's hard.
Yeah, sorry to your future husband.
Does everything, teaches us good lessons. Terrible.
I know. I just had Hallie on the podcast, and we were just talking about that, and just like how our fathers have really set the high standards for us. And yeah, it was a really cute conversation because it really is a testament to our fathers. And I think we both really ended up with incredible men, and I certainly attribute a lot of it to Dad and the standards that he set. So
absolutely.
Kind of speaking of relationships, I don't want to put you guys on blast here, but you know, both of you semi-recently ended relationships or got out of relationships, and I think it'd be really great to just talk about that and maybe how Dad showed up for you and supported you through that transition and was just there for you in general.
Totally. Fun emotional stuff. But no, I think looking back, like in the in the exact moment, well, even actually I think for dads in general, I think when it comes to relationships, it can be kind of awkward, especially with like a daughter, because like some conversations are awkward when it comes to dating, and especially when it comes to like a breakup, because I think you would stress about like what to say or if you're saying the right things. But for me, especially since I live at home, it was kind of just an awkward situation where when I was getting broken up with in my room, Dad was in the room next to me. So it's just such an awkward thing overall. But once he left, like my ex-boyfriend, I like went to my dad. Like my dad was like on the chair downstairs, and he's like, "What happened?" And I just was like, "Oh, like he broke up with me," and he stood up right away and was like, "What?" And he just gave me like the biggest hug, and I don't think he didn't need to say anything. That hug meant more to me than like anything in the world. Like he could have been talking the whole time to giving me advice, and I probably wouldn't be able to like listen to that at that exact moment, at least, because I was like so like everything's so brand new. But I think he understood that in that moment, like that's all I needed. So it was super cute. And I think when I was like kind of like on his chest, I was just thinking about how I'm gonna be okay. I have my family here to support me. Like everything's gonna work out. And throughout like the next few weeks, he would always like check in on me, of course, and just like as a typical dad, just making sure I was okay. But I think Ella was there when we were at dinner that one time, and Dad was like, "I just want you to know, like, you're taking this like so well. Like you have grown so much, and I'm so proud of you." And I think because someone that's going through that, your head and your mindset is like, "Oh my gosh, like what's happening? Like I'm so thrown off, blah, blah, blah." But him just like saying that like put me at like bay and was like, "Okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going down the right path." And I'm so grateful that I had like the family around me, and we have such a strong relationship where I was able to heal, I think, a lot quicker than maybe if I was doing it all alone. And especially like living at home, I always had Mom and Dad and Ella by my side, and then you like 30 minutes away and always a call away. Like we're all so close, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, overall, just that hug, again, like he didn't say anything, but that hug meant so much to me. So just small things like that, because I know conversations can get so awkward when it comes to relationships, but even just checking in and just making sure they're okay and saying little things, and even just spending time. He would go on a walk with me during the day just to make sure I was occupied. But yeah, he did. I could not, like looking back, he did such an amazing job without even like, it seemed like he didn't even try. It was just innate to him to be there for his daughter.
Right.
Yeah. I definitely agree. My situation was a little bit different because I was at school in Utah at the time. So I wasn't with Dad physically, but even just him calling me and talking me through it, I know him and mom were out of town on like their own little vacation, and they were busy doing their own thing, but they stopped and called, and I remember dad just talking to me on the phone as I had no words to say anything because I was just very emotional. And he knew that it wasn't like I didn't really want to talk, and he just talked to me without me even saying anything. He just went on about how just like knowing my worth and not accepting like the minimum, or like not accepting love that I don't deserve, if that makes sense. But I will say one time that did stick out to me was actually my first ever breakup. I was
love this story.
I was home for this, and I obviously had you guys and mom to talk through it and really just talk about it with you guys. But dad, again, it's a hard conversation and it's uncomfortable because it's your daughter and it's hard to say stuff like that. But there was a time where I was in my room, my door was shut, and I was emotional. And I heard dad just on the other side of the door kind of just say a few kind things to me, like, I love you and you're gonna be okay, you'll get through this. And just did a little knock and was like, there's something on the floor for you though, and walked away respecting my space and that I needed to heal and go through it alone, but also know that I had his support. And when I opened the door, seeing my all-time favorite ice cream flavor in a bowl, and not even a small bowl, like a whole mouth of ice cream. It's like, I can't even finish all this. But it was so sweet too. And like, even it sounds stupid, but like, that ice cream flavor too was my favorite, and I got him hooked on it. And that's like a little small thing that we have in common too, where we'll be like, ooh, like we got it. So just seeing that and knowing that we had that shared, I don't know, that thing in common about the ice cream and him going out of his way to get it for me and giving me almost a whole container, but it was really sweet, knowing that even though he didn't say much, I knew that I had his support and that he was there for me no matter what. It's just really, really sweet. And
So it's the little things,
you know? Yeah, it's the small things.
Definitely. And I think both of those stories are so powerful and so great because at the end of the day, it wasn't, rocket science. It wasn't this huge thing that dad did that, just blew our minds, right? It was just showing up the way that you guys needed to be shown up for and providing the support to make sure that you guys both knew that he had your back, right? That was a main thing. And that he was going to be there through the entire process. But also one thing that I like about both these stories is that he was kind of like hyping you guys up at the same time. Like Meredith, he was talking about how proud he was of you. And Ella, he was saying how you should never settle for less. And I think those are, subtle words of wisdom, but they're so powerful because it helped both of you guys realize that, yes, you are strong and you can get through this. You're not relying on dad to get through it, right? You're not relying on anyone to get through it, but he's helping you help yourself and teaching you guys to be strong. And I can say from a, third party perspective, both of you were so strong through the breakups. And Meredith, I echo what dad said. Like, I'm so proud of you. You've grown so much in the past, 6 months or whatever. And it's amazing to see the things that you're doing. I mean, you're moving to Nashville and that's so exciting. And I'm so proud of you. Thanks. But I think, you had to go through that to get to where you are today. Right. And so I think that just our family unit and the support that we have for one another is so strong. And it really does start with dad being that unit connector or whatever, the leader of the household, I guess.
Absolutely.
But anyways, I think that like showing that silent support, the active support, the words of encouragement, like everything that he did was the right thing for you guys, and it's exactly what you needed to get through everything.
Totally.
Love that. Okay, I want to talk about work because I know, and you guys know, how much Dad works. Like, it's insane, right? Like, you guys can back me up. But he still has a great relationship with all three of us, and I think that this is a topic that I really want to talk about because I think a lot of dads out there, you know, are struggling with work-life balance and want to make sure that they're showing up for their daughters, but also they need to show up for their job. They need to, you know, provide financial support potentially. So I want to talk about like the things that Dad did to kind of help us still have that strong relationship while he still worked a ton. And one of the things for me that kind of stands out is looking at him as an inspiration, you know, and like seeing the hard work as motivation and something really positive, not like, oh, you know, he works long hours and we don't hang out with him a lot. But would love to hear from you about like your general thoughts and how you think Dad kind of navigated like the work-life balance to make sure that we still felt happy and supported, even if he's working long hours.
Totally. I think that he not only did he was really good at that, but I think, like you said, he influenced us in a way that he showed us how important it was to have like drive and to have passion and to provide for your family. So I think growing up, I like strive to have a work ethic similar to his, because I constantly see him work so hard. There's times when he's up till like, goodness, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. He's in the office and he's doing that, I think solely because he's working there like to provide for his family, and he's not complaining. It's just because he like wants to do it and he enjoys doing it. And I think that he always taught me to like put like eggs in lots of baskets, not just one, so you can spread your passions around, and then you can focus on lots of passions and hobbies and make that into your career, rather than kind of focusing on maybe a career that you don't love as much and you don't find as much like enjoyment in doing it. So by doing that, you're able to have more of a better relationship with work. And I think because he does have, I would say he has an amazing relationship with work, but I like want him to sleep more, of course. But I think because he loves what he does, he's able to still bring like a positive energy to our family after hours, where like he doesn't feel like as maybe drained because he hates what he does. So he's still able to sit down at the dinner table and still talk to us and ask us questions and enjoy spending time with us, or even at nighttime when he's done working, like watching TV or watching a movie, like a Guy Ritchie film. Like there's like certain things that he's still focuses on us, but then while he's working, he's still providing us like an excellent example of how we should be working, and then also like a work-life balance.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I feel like it lights him up, like work does. And so we don't hear him talking negatively about work, like ever, you know? He's always like excited about this project, and telling us about this project, and including us, in the conversations. And so we understand exactly what he does. It's not like some mystery to us that's pulling him away from us. And again, like you said, it's a really positive relationship. He's not like talking about how much he hates it and then he's spending all of his time on it, and we're like, okay, well, what about us?
If you hate it, then why are you like not choosing that over us? Like,
exactly.
I think when he talks about it in a positive way, it definitely feels good. And even he always, his little hobbies, he's always including us, like candle making tables out of wood. Like he wants us to be included in that. And that's, even though he doesn't do that for work, it's a hobby that he adds to his basket of eggs around. So it's just like, it's something that I love watching him do, because he's so inspired and full of happiness when he talks about it. So it's fun doing it with him.
Yeah.
So true.
I definitely agree. And I actually had a conversation with him recently about the eggs in our baskets. And
he always talks about that.
Yeah, he really does. And he was helping me trying to sort mine and give me ideas and help me through that. And he also talks about how like the eggs in your basket is similar to building the pyramid of like your life, and if you prioritize things that aren't as important, then your tower or pyramid could like maybe even crumble. But if you focus on prioritizing the more important things like family, friends, and even with jobs that you love, like again, he was giving me advice to, because I'm in the process of applying for jobs, he was giving me advice to not just like apply to a place because just because, or if it like looks good. He was saying to apply somewhere that I would actually enjoy being, and that way I enjoy it and want to do it, and I'm not complaining about it and then still having to go and like work, you know. So just stuff like that. And then also I feel like one thing that helps him be good at the balance between like work and family time is that even when he's working in his office downstairs, I'll come down to make lunch, or he'll hear me in the kitchen and he'll be like, Mare or Ella? And I'll be like, it's Ella. And then he'll come out, and even though he's super busy, like starting a meeting in 3 minutes, he's like, hey, what are you doing later? Like, do you want to golf? Even if it doesn't always go through, or like the plans go through, he's always throwing out ideas of what we can do later, or like, oh, maybe we can go out to dinner tonight, and or like, I'll cook steak for you guys, just like small stuff like that. Where again, it doesn't always go through, like something might come up and not everyone in the family is free for something like that. But even just him putting the effort out and showing that he cares and that he wants to spend time with us, when again he's starting like a really important meeting in like 2 minutes, but he still goes out of his way to come out and talk to us and make these plans so we have the quality time together, which I think is just really important and makes me feel special, because again, I'm just going down for food and he comes out like, hey, like, what are you doing? You know. But
yeah, that's a good point. And I forgot about that. Something that like his I know it's different for like fathers in different jobs and stuff, but him working remote, unless of course he's in a meeting, but his office door is like always open, and we're allowed to go in there and like ask him questions if we need help, or like a car question, like we can like go in there and like ask him anything we need. And which again, I think that makes us feel like more welcome and special, because he's not just like blocking us out. We don't see him for like however his long work schedule is. Like, it's just like we're able to still talk to him during those times when he's working. So what Ella said, I think that's like a great example too of like how he's able to split up that work and life balance.
Yeah.
So true. And I feel like a lot of people strive for that like work-life balance, where when you're at work, you're only thinking about work, and then when you come home, it's completely separate. And for him, that's just not a reality, just based on his job and the nature of his job, but also how passionate he is about work. Like, he doesn't want that, you know. He's excited about work. He wants to work as much as he can, but at the same time, he doesn't sacrifice those moments with any of us. Like you said, Ella, even if he has 3 minutes, he's going out, he's talking to you. Like, that's what it's all about. And he takes those minutes with intention. I think that's the one word that kept sticking out to me with both of your stories and examples right there. It was just like, he approaches everything with intention. Like, even Ella, with you applying to different jobs, it's okay, let's really think about why you're applying to this specific job and what you want out of it, not just applying for the sake of applying, right? And he's also trying to, you know, inspire you to find what that life path is that has your passion and integrated, because we all have different, you know, personalities and passions and everything. And Ellie, you're so creative and you have like all these different outlets, but it's like, okay, how can you find a career that you love that integrates these kinds of things, right? And so he's been so helpful in trying to help like break down some options and like help you think through things. And I love to see that, because again, it's all about intention when it comes to his idea of working in life. And also one story that kind of came to mind too is that when he used to work in the office, you know, back in the day when we were kids, he would bring us to work on the weekends, which was so fun. I feel like Meredith and I probably like ran that office on Saturdays. We were like drawing on the blueprints and like going to the the trash
and
ones.
People fired.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Okay. That sounds way worse than it is, but I will tell this story because it's really funny. But it's funny for us.
Mischievous little Maddie.
Okay, I was not even mischievous, but
Not at all. But
no. But anyways, yeah, we were at work with my dad and we were just kind of playing around and he would give us old blueprints to like draw on and stuff. And I guess I had this really ingenious idea that, it'd be really funny if I wrote "you're fired" and put it on a sticky note and put it on someone's desk. And so I did that. And they came to work on Monday and then they went into Dad's office. Yeah, they were a little upset, to say the least. They went into Dad's office and they were like, "Hey, I found this on my desk," and it was very obvious that a child had written it, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry, apologize for everything." And then later that night, he kind of was like, "Madeline, did you do this?" And I was kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I did that." And then he was like, "You can't do that," like we had a really mature conversation about how that's really triggering and like upsetting to people, and that's not a funny joke, like, for the other people involved.
It's funny
and
now.
So yeah, now it's hilarious, but if you're listening to this and it was you, I'm sorry.
That is so true though. I forgot about that because that was, looking back, I was so young and I have so many distinct memories like of me running around that office, and we would get the little like cookies with the jam in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They had that vending machine, like Dad would give us quarters and we were like, we gotta go to the vending machine. And then we'd get like fruit snacks, and then they even had that whole like the office downstairs was like haunted with a witch.
I was gonna say that.
You remember that?
Say that after, yeah.
Yeah, so we would we'd like sneak downstairs and like try to peek in, and we're like, "Oh my God, no," and like run away. But every single time we went, we'd try to get closer to the door, and of course there's no witch, but our like brain literally believed that there was like a witch in that room. So like I think it was fun to go back every single time. And when we would bring Douglas and Luke, we would introduce them to it and be like, "We have to go see the witch." So we would sneak downstairs and try to get closer to the room every time. But there were so many memories of him. Yeah, just those little things. He's going to the office to go work on a Sunday, and we had the best time just because he included us in it.
So
that
true.
Reminds me of same thing. He brought me to work one time, and I was actually with Claire. So it was us two, and there was, I don't know, the open building, and where everyone had their old boxes that they didn't need anymore, they just threw in a pile. So there was a ton of empty boxes and, that are originally trash, or if someone needs one, they take it. But as he's in his meetings and working, Claire and I are building a fort out of these boxes. Yeah. And I remember, like, I don't know, it was probably, well, as a kid, it felt longer than it probably was. It was probably only like 30 minutes, but it felt like hours, But I remember Claire and I making the biggest fort, and we were so proud of it out of all the boxes. And Dad even coming out to check in on us and bringing us orange juice, like, "Oh, like, let me see part of your little fort," and like we would kind of show him while he's like on break.
That's
but then
so cute.
I don't know, just
And he's really proud of that fort. He's like, "Look at you have the engineer little brain in you."
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Do you guys remember when he turned our entire backyard into a box fort?
Yes.
Yeah, that
We
was
looked at there up for like weeks.
so much fun. That
So
was like,
fun.
oh my gosh, that was the best. I had some like
We redid the kitchen or the bathroom upstairs.
it was like the office area.
Yeah.
So there was like a
Update,
bunch of boxes because of like the different desk spaces and all these things that
like
were
cupboards,
getting applied.
everything.
Yeah, everything. And so and of course, like he's doing half of it himself because he's
probably most of it.
Probably most of it.
All
he
of
is.
it.
Yeah, true. That's just a side note about how creative and DIY he is. But he had all these boxes, and instead of throwing them away, he was like, "Girls, let's make a fort." And we spent hours making this
unreal box fort that had like rooms off of the rooms. It had windows. It had remember he used that like tall one where you could like stand up and then like look out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, with the little head, like, and like there's like an
Head pop
extension
out the
door that he had like
Yes.
a bungee cord.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was like I wanted to stay out there all day. Yeah.
I know. I
It
feel
was
like
like a little maze too. It would turn and it would turn
was.
again. And
Yeah.
it took up like I think a majority of our backyard.
Yeah. No,
Like,
it
and
did.
we didn't even have a big backyard. Like it was like
No.
it was our whole backyard was like a box fort.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But again, just goes to show you, I feel like he does a really good job of kind of like getting into the mind of like a young kid, right?
Yeah.
And just like exploring that to relate to us and to have fun with us. Like he was never like, oh, like I'm a man, I can't, spend time building a box fort. It was like, oh my gosh, my girls would love this. Like, let's do it. So
yeah.
Well, even when he redid the like the kitchen or he redid something, we were like obsessed with HGTV as kids. So he bought us fake plastic tools, and when he was redoing, I don't even know what it was, the bathroom, he did it all himself, but when he was redoing that, he included us in it, and we pretended that we were like filming a show, and we had our like, fake nails and our fake tools, and he included us in it, and he even showed us how to do it with all the real tools, where we learned how to patch holes in the wall, how to drill holes, how to paint. Like he taught us all of that at such a young age, and then even throughout as we grew up, he also like always helped us, but he always included us in those small little activities.
Yeah.
so true. He got us like the real tool set too. Like I
Yeah.
still
Oh,
have
the
my
little belt?
Yes. With
Yes.
the belt, and then I still have my screwdriver that has flowers on the end of it.
The hammer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. On the hammer, yeah.
With all
And you
of
would
them.
unscrew them all, and it would
Yeah.
have like all the extensions inside the little hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
That did kind of remind me of when he was redoing the bathroom. I remember, again, I was young, but,
You were really young, yeah.
yeah, but I still remember him letting me, like, knock down one of the, like, sink walls
Aw.
with, like, a little sledgehammer. Like, obviously, like, I'm really young,
Three,
so
can
he's
you
like,
even,
be
like, hold it?
careful. And, like, I don't know, but he, again, puts his full trust in us little girls to, like, sledgehammer our bathroom sink
Yeah.
to get it redone. And it was just so much fun. And,
Totally.
yeah, I don't know, just helped
Oh,
us.
that's so cute. And yeah,
encourage
again,
us.
that's like going back to what I was saying earlier. It's like, yes, he treated us like ladies all the time, still does, but at the same time, he introduced us to everything and like
Yeah.
really took time to teach us things that we wouldn't have otherwise been taught. Like even axe throwing and like
Yeah.
just anything
How
that's
to
like
chop down a tree,
chopping down.
chainsaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chainsaws. Yeah, we've worked with chainsaws with my dad. We've done everything.
Excavators. I don't think I'm saying that right, but like not many people know how to do that, and he taught us all of that.
Yeah, and it's
So
because
funny.
he wants to set us up for knowing all kinds of things
Yeah.
and just like exposing us to everything, not only so we can like learn and grow, but also to find different passions. Like he's always kind of
Yeah.
like encouraging us to do different things and then kind of checking in like, how'd you like that? Like, would you want to do this more? And it's cute because he really is trying to get to know us. Even to this day, he's constantly learning and growing with us and making sure he's staying on top of who we are.
Yeah.
And I think that even this is like a side note, but how he's like we were doing candle making for a little bit. I'm doing that laundry party tomorrow since I'm going to Nashville, and I bought little cowboy candle molds solely for the purpose so I could make the candles with him, because I was like, I feel like he would really like this. If I was like, can we make candles?
Yeah.
So I bought those molds, and he saw them the other day, and he's like, I don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna try it out. But I think I just like wanted him to know that like since we made the candles in the past, I'm like, I love doing that, and I want to continue doing that with you. So I wanted to like incorporate that into tomorrow.
Yeah.
But just
This
small
is
little
kind of-
things.
I don't know why. This is kind of like off topic or like what we were kind of talking about earlier, but that did remind me kind of about the balance of like the work and family
Yeah.
time. This was like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I was really busy that day, so I feel so bad, but we're still planning more to do this. But Even with him working at home, like in his office, I'm just upstairs in my room. But, I don't know, just, I remember receiving a text from him. Again, we're in the same house, but, like, he didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if he was in a meeting or not. So he texted me, and just said, like, hey, was thinking we could, like, hang out and do some fun things. Like, here's a list of ideas we can do. And it was, like, make some candles, with the wood, all the...
Charcuterie boards?
Yeah, the charcuterie board wood, and going golfing, and then I think there's even one more thing, but it was just so cute, and then he put it in bullets, and under, you know how he is with his text, and how he, like, spaces them out, and then under he was like, let me know which one you want to do, or if you want to do multiple, like, I'd love to sit down and, like, do this stuff with you, and it was just, it was so cute.
Wait, that's so cute, Ella.
Yeah, again, it was just a text, because he was probably busy in his office, you know, but even just sending that, letting me know that he wants to do fun stuff and wants to hang out. And giving ideas. Like, choose one or others, you know, it's just, I don't know, super cute.
That's
and
adorable.
including.
No, that's so cute. I love that, like, he always wants to hang out with us and always will carve out time to do so. Like, even what's coming to mind for me is when Max, my fiance, was on his bachelor trip the other week. All I wanted to do was go see the fam. And it was so much fun being, like, just the 5 of us again and having, like, no.
Like, we all live together again.
Yeah. Like, and obviously I love Max and I love spending time with him, and that's not at all what I'm saying. But it was just so fun to kind of, like, get back to it. And we did that family golf scramble where, you know, like, we were all playing together to win. So it was best ball. And I think we only got 2 under or something, which, like,
I think so, yeah.
It could have, Dad said that did not break the family record, and I was kind of bummed because that was my first time doing it.
You weren't there, we got
Yeah, I was like, okay, wait a second. You have one more player and whatever, it's fine. I'm just competitive. But it was so much fun just, like, hanging out, and I could tell Dad was so happy. He was in his element with all of his girls, mom included, and then, you know, we sat down and ate dinner together, and it was just, like, it was such a great time. And I think that, Ella, you touched on quality time. I think it's so important to carve out that quality time and make sure that dads, you know, show up for their family and make it known that they want to be there. You know, like, if you're ever going to set aside time away from work or other obligations, whatever it is, when you decide to commit to that, you have to, like, show up fully when you're there, you know? And I feel like Dad does a really good job of that. He's, like, he's excited to be there, and no matter what he's got going on, because goodness, there's a lot that's going on, he makes a point to make sure that he's really present with us.
Definitely. He's really good at that.
Okay, well, I would love to just end with some gratitude and some advice. So could you guys share one thing that you're grateful for that Dad has done at any point in our lives?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Is this like a
everything.
1-word answer? Like a one word?
Yeah, just like one thing.
Oh, one thing. Ooh, I feel like him overall, like, his work ethic has really, like, growing up, I think that's just really defines who he is, because he is such a hard worker. And when you ask him to, like, do something, even, like, when that's, like, not even related to, like, actual work, but when you ask him to do something, like, he'll always do it or always be there to assist you. And even like, I think I was in middle school, and I wanted to, like, build a dollhouse, and he was with me in the garage every night building a dollhouse when he was super busy anyways, and he, like, put that time aside to do that with me. So I think that, like, looking back, I'm just so grateful for, like, him showing us and influence us how to work hard and also focus on your passions, but still, like, including us. So I think it's back to that, like, work life and always including your daughters in those activities, because I think looking back, I am so grateful for all that time he spent teaching us those little things. And even, like, especially when it came to golf, like, maybe I didn't appreciate it then as much. Like, I felt like I was being forced to play, which is so sad because I just didn't enjoy it as much. But looking like now, I'm so happy I know how to play golf, and it's something that we can do together, like all as a family, just, and that's solely because of Dad. Like he taught us how to do that. And I think like I'm so grateful for him just always including us in those activities and giving us time, even though his work, his schedule is so busy. So I guess, yeah, just that balance of life and then including us in those activities. It's so important to me. It makes me like so happy.
Love it.
Yeah, I would definitely say kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And just I'm so grateful how educational he is with us, and just always it could be the biggest thing or the smallest thing, always just like, hey girls, like come check this out, like let me show you how to do this really quick, or like, oh, in case the power goes out, let me show you what to do, like to help. And it's like, okay, but then it's like actual serious things that's like, well, I didn't even know that. And just like, yeah, teaching us small things, and including us in his hobbies, like the golfing again. It's
Yeah.
I mean, teaching us from a really young age too, to where the more we play, the more we improve. And even again, like when you were home, Maddie, and we did a family scramble, we didn't hit our record, but it's still like improving it. It almost like it's still, we're still improving as we play, but also bonding and having like good family time with that. So, I don't know. I don't know. I feel the same, where it's definitely just the little things that I think are the most important and have stuck with me my whole life. Yeah.
I think that just shows right there, like the definition of Dad, like the fact that we're saying the same thing of how much his impact of him teaching us those small things had on us. Even to this day, we remember the small little memories of his child. Like that stood out to us as a kid, and it made us who we are today. And it's so fun to be included in those activities, and he gets to do what he loves still to this day, but he's hanging out with his daughters while he does it, which is like, I feel like has to be a gift for him and us.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like him just including us in his world in every way has really contributed to all of our relationships with him being so strong.
Totally.
Yeah.
So,
for
do
sure.
you have any last pieces of advice? I feel like you guys have both given a lot of great stories and advice throughout this podcast episode, but any other advice for the dads out there who maybe just found out they're having a girl, or maybe they have an adult daughter and they just want to learn more about how to support her? What would you guys say is something to consider?
I feel like it goes back to literally what we've been talking about, just emphasizing like how important it is including them on those activities. Like for golf, for example, when we were little and I hated playing golf. Like it was, I just sat on the golf cart and he like let me drive, or I would take the little like the sand container and I would fill all the holes on the like grass, and I would play with like Luke, and we would race to see who could like fill the most holes. So like that was that's what I did on the golf course, and I had so much fun. So even if it's like, even when they're really young and they're not fully doing whatever you bring them to, but they're still there, I think it's still super important. Like how you were saying, like if they watch like football, just having them sit there and teaching them about the plays and all of that. You never know when they're older and they're watching football on a Sunday, they are thinking of you, or maybe they're at home, maybe they drive home every Sunday and want to watch it with you. So like I truly, like, anytime I think of golf, I think of Dad. Like Dad like is around all of those activities. I always think of him around skiing, golfing, him like taking us camping, all of those little things that will bring up memories of like solely around him. So I think that's super important, and just including them in those activities.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, go ahead, Ella.
Sorry. I would 100% agree. We have been talking about that a lot over this. About like, I don't know, just teaching us his hobbies too. But I think also what's really important that also sticks with me, and definitely more when I was like younger, I thought Dad was so cool and so amazing for doing this. But even going touching into like having daughters, he learned how to paint our nails and just did stuff like that. And for, I think it was like my 8th birthday party or something, it was like a spa day, and he painted all of like my nails and all of my best friend's nails and did little ladybugs and bees, even did like French tip. And it's like, we're like 8 years old, like, oh yeah, we got French tip, you know? But even just like stuff like that too. I'd at our old house go to catch butterflies, and he's like giving me the best net and like teaching me how to do it. So it's like touching into what, I mean, obviously teaching girls his hobbies, but also finding the balance between like what the girls would want to do too, like your nails or catching butterflies and stuff like that.
Like being there for your hobbies too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and understanding our world in general. Like, he took the time to learn how to paint nails, you know? And he was so good at it. This was not just like it wasn't even just a base color.
He would draw, well, again, he was our coach for every soccer team. All 3 of our coaches at the same time. And he would paint every player's nails. Like, if we were like the bumblebees, he would paint bumblebees. Like, so he'd get toothpicks and like literally paint a bumblebee on your nail. Like, he was so good.
And they were good. They were so
good.
Yeah.
I remember I was Cleopatra one time for Halloween, and he painted my nails. I want to say it was like white paint, and then like going all around them was a snake. And on my thumbs was the hissing tongue. Yes. And he even had like the separated like tongue. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
I
just
love
very
that.
detailed, even on our tiny nails when we were
little girls.
Even, I don't even know if this is like weird, but I told him once, like, as a woman for that time of month, but you can cut this if you want. But I said something about having steak is really good because, like, to replenish your iron levels. And I remember making a comment once, and now like Dad like would cook steak for us, like if he like found out like we were like not feeling the best or in pain, like solely because like I made one comment and he knew that like that would help us feel better. Like he just truly was just like going out of his way to help his girls, which is amazing.
Yeah. And understand who we are again.
Yeah.
I love that. I think the common theme here is like include your daughter in your world, but also learn how to be a part of hers and listen to her and be intentional and find ways to show up for her the way that as an individual she needs to be shown up for.
Definitely.
Love it. Well, thank you guys so much. This was such a fun conversation. It's been amazing to just sit here and talk about all of our favorite memories. Yeah, about Dad. And I feel like we could go. I know we could go on and on. I know we're coming up on time. Yeah, everyone's like
hour 4. They're like.
Yeah, so we'll have to have you come back at a later date, but for now I just want to thank you for taking the time, and I'm so excited to get this out to the world. I think there's a lot of value here and a lot of good takeaways, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Meredith, for your going away party.
Thank you.
And Ella. But for Meredith's party.
Me there too.
Thank you for having us, and I'm so incredibly proud of you, Maddie. Like, this whole thing is amazing, and I think, of course, it's not easy, but I'm sure it's like easy because of how because of Dad. Like, you're able to talk about Dad. Like, I just am so like proud of everything you've done around that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Too.
I really appreciate that.
Huge inspiration. You
totally
and Dad, and
you have Dad's drive.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Love you so much.
Love you.
All right, love you. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Girl Dad, the podcast. If you found today's conversation helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow girl dad. I read every review and truly take your words to heart. To close out, remember, your intentional moments make lasting legacies. See you next week.